Hey, Tony from Advanced Side here. Today I'm going to show you just a little maintenance that I do on my Tormek T4. Um, this is a cheaper version of the Tormek, but the quality is amazing. I really love the company. I've never contacted them with any kind of an issue which they weren't just amazing with. So just putting my liquid back. I did put a magnet. I glued a magnet to the outside of this container, and it's great to help keep all the metal filings from going back into my water for my next use. I usually let it dry and then just scrape it off. I do use the diamond wheels, mainly because the coarse and then the fine wheel are exactly the same. So when I set up an angle, I don't have to mess around with, oh, this stone is slightly smaller than this one. I got to mess with the angle. I just go um, from the coarse to the fine. And actually, I have a couple of the holders so that I can do a couple with the coarse and then um, go to the fine. So anyway, I mean, it's pretty easy. I had taken the leather stropping wheel off because it was just in the way of a knife that I was doing that had an antler handle. So, um, but that nut comes off. You basically just pull that shaft out. There's a teeny little pin in there that comes out. Don't lose that. Um, and then there's this funky washer that kind of it likes to jump around, but don't lose that either. Um, but it's pretty simple design. It's actually pretty amazing. I'll tell you a little bit about that rubber wheel that I just took off. It did have a little bit of issues with that. It was kind of burned up a teeny bit, but I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But here we go. It's pretty dirty. There's a lot of grime in there. I'm using a brake cleaner juice. I use that for some of my knives also. So it does a great job in cleaning, and it kind of evaporates and leaves no residue behind. So I sprayed it. I'm getting a paper towel from my paper towel rack, and I'm just going to basically clean it off, shine that rod, take all that stuff off, and even though there was a lot of grit and grime and dirt and all that stuff, there's zero wear, and I've done a lot of knives, and it's pretty amazing. Which is kind of why that rubber wheel that we were talking about before was worn out. And the duty cycle for this T4, if I just use it way too much, it overheats a little bit on that rubber wheel. But anyway, I'm just doing a good job cleaning all the parts out. It's basically that steel rod, it might be stainless steel, and and these plastic bushings that are in the machine itself. That's what I'm pointing at right now. Just need to clean that out. My finger was not the right tool to do that. Neither was my pinky. I did get part of it in that. I tried the other side. Then I just looked down on the bench and said, "Oh, this is the perfect tool here." So um, that Sharpie is, I think, designed for cleaning out that bushing. So I'm just cleaning it out. It's not terribly dirty. Again, it's a pretty simple design of a tool, um, but just amazingly well made. Tormek does a great job with that. Simple sometimes is better. So I probably should have taken that bar off the front of it so you could see a little bit better what I'm doing, but I think you get the drift. Right now, I'm actually looking for what should I use for grease. And actually, I was looking at there's my grease gun, which actually probably wasn't a good idea. I'm glad I didn't have any grease left in the grease gun because that probably wasn't the right thing. I did jump over to the garage and I had this really great grease for, you could see, yeah, it's empty. I was a little disappointed, but again, a blessing in disguise. Made for those garage wheels. It's kind of a white lithium type of a spray, and it does a great job. So that's my Pro Lube garage door spray, and actually it's nice because it doesn't run. It's pretty thick, and as I sprayed it on there, you could see it's pretty thick. So it coated the bar really well. Stayed on the bar, and again, you really only have to do the ends of the bar where they're going to be in the bushing. Sorry about that um, deep picture of my ear, but I decided to coat the entire bar so that it would coat those bushings as I push it through. So here we go, push it through. Those bushings are getting a good amount of that grease on it. I obviously overdid it, so it's dripping all over the place. Probably not a good idea to get it on the motor shaft there. Want to keep that kind of clean. So pulled it out, and now I'm going to put that one funky looking washer, um, and that goes on the thicker part of the um, shaft. Then the washer, and then that pin, which I warned you not to lose. And that pin actually slides on very simple, so it's easy. It's not that you need needle nose or anything to get that. So kind of push that all the way through. You could see on the wheel there's a cutout for the pin to lay in, and that goes right in there. Um, I'm actually leaving the leather strapping off. Probably not a good idea because it doesn't seat um, quite as far in as it should. So I decided to go ahead and put the leather strap back on. But I did, since I made this video, and I did get a new rubber wheel. I think it's called an R21. Tormek again was just amazing. I called them up, and they just immediately helped me out with getting a wheel. Um, they again, what an amazing company. So I just lubed up um, that washer a little bit. I'm getting the my diamond wheel, putting that on, and again, literally in a couple minutes, I'm ready back in operational. It probably took me as long to find the lubrication that I decided to use um, as it did to do the entire thing. So you see that leather strap on the left side, just slightly wobble, but I think that's because of the overheating of that R21 rubber disc. So tightening up a little bit, everything is tighter now. There's a little less wobble on that, but when I did replace the R21 rubber um, wheel underneath that, everything is running true. So again, easy job. Thank you for watching, and check out my knives at advancedsight.com.